This is a real air crash on January 15, 2009. The plane with 155 people has just taken off for 2 minutes, but suddenly attacked by birds. Both engines shut down. Instantaneous aircraft failure. The experienced captain only used 208 seconds. Make the plane crash landing successfully. 155 passengers were unhurt. Because of what happened in 208 seconds, let Captain Sally almost lose his position. Captain Sally came to the airport as usual. He's flying the A330 today, from New York to another city. With 42 years of experience, he and Vice Captain Jeff, I'm ready to drive. 3 flight attendants in the cabin and counted all the passengers, 155 people including themselves. After Captain Sally received the notice, put the plane into runway 4. With the permission of the tower, the plane soars into the sky, up to 3,200 degrees. Both of them relax, but then Sally suddenly saw a flock of birds. It's too late for the plane to dodge. Hundreds of geese rushed over. Huge impact hits the fuselage. The engines on both sides stop instantaneously. Sally tried to restart, but the engine fails. The speed immediately dropped. Sally calmly called the air traffic control center to request return. After the tower receives the call, clear runway 13 immediately. And in just a few seconds, Sally said it was too late. Might have to crash land on the Hudson River. The co-pilot is worried. I can't believe the tower, because all planes in history have made a forced landing on water. Never succeeded. The tower has been contacted again. Nearest Newark Airport, although it's only 7 kilometers away from them. But it's still too late, because the plane started to crash. Directly below is the most prosperous downtown of New York. The co-pilot quickly put out the emergency code 7700. At this time, the plane is only 900 meters from the ground. A little carelessness will destroy the machine and kill people. After 21 seconds, the aircraft disappeared from the radar of ATC. While the plane is falling, the captain tried to start the engine twice again. All ended in failure. It's still 300 meters from the ground. The captain immediately informed all passengers, prepare for subduction impact. Under the command of the flight attendants, everyone was very cooperative. Sally now holds the joystick. Take the plane from the city center. Turn around the Hudson River. There are still tens of meters from the water. Sally tries to balance the plane, because he knows, once the nose or wing touches the water first, then the plane will be destroyed and people will die. So we must ensure that. Contact the tail with the water surface at a certain angle. They can probably survive. At this time, there is only 9 meters left from the water. It's time to test Sally's driving skills. This is a real air crash in 2009. A plane 2 minutes later, other passing ships also came. But now, the cold river is almost flooding the engine room. Captain Sally carefully checked twice in the engine room. After confirming no one, before returning to the cockpit to pick up flight data, get on quickly and save lives. In a few minutes everyone will land safely. A large number of journalists also gathered on the shore. Sally looked at the slowly sinking plane. The 5 tastes in my heart are mixed. He can't imagine. From bird attack to emergency landing, 155 more people will survive. It only took 208 seconds. And in the meantime, a little carelessness will destroy the machine and kill people. He will also become a sinner in history. Fortunately, all 155 people are safe. Sally is also known as the heroic captain. He called his wife quickly to report that he was safe. But while everyone was celebrating their survival, National Transportation Safety Commission says Sally made a mistake. They think it's a forced landing on water. It's the worst plan, bringing all passengers into danger, because the data display after the plane was attacked by birds, the right engine is still running normally. It's not the stated double engine stalling that Sally said. At this time, the right engine is lost due to forced landing. There is no way to verify. They tested Sally's blood again, judge his sleep quality, drinking frequency, including family relations. No human factors were identified, but the investigation team didn't seem to give up. Let Sally and Vice Captain Jeff constantly narrate the situation at that time and question them. If forced landing was selected at the nearest airport, will the result be better? It's also because of the relentless pursuit of the investigation team and the media. It made Sally afraid. He started having nightmares. The plane he flew in his dream suddenly fall into the downtown. The tragedy that led to the plane crash and human death. However, under the double pressure of the media and the investigation team, another piece of bad news came. Computer for investigation team simulated the whole process of the plane accident at that time. Result display at the altitude and speed at that time. No matter which airport nearby can land safely. It also means if the missing right engine is no longer found, Sally will not only lose her job, will also be judged as criminals who brought 155 people into danger. In order to verify the operation errors of the 2 captains, the investigation team let the pilot use the data in the air crash, restores the entire accident simulation. But after the simulation, no one thought, no matter which airport nearby is selected for forced landing, the plane can return successfully. That means Captain Sally chose to make a forced landing, is to intentionally bring all passengers into danger. Faced with questions from the investigation team, Captain Sally calmly asked a question. Excuse me, these simulated pilots, have you practiced before the simulation, or they were before the simulation? Do you know in advance which airport do you want to crash land at? The investigator answered, they practiced 17 times. I do know in advance. Which airport do you want to return to? When this was said, the scene was in an uproar. The original investigation team considered all factors, but only human factors are not taken into account. This is also the key to the problem. Simulation pilot before simulation. We already know the return position, and Sally and them successfully completed forced landing after being attacked by birds. Only 208 seconds, and in such a short time, they need to think calmly, check equipment, also notify the crew to pacify the passengers, make a final judgment. All of these operations take time. Final investigator sets Sally's reaction time at 35 seconds. Let the simulation pilot return to the airport in 35 seconds. As expected, this time there was a different effect. The parameters previously set for the aircraft are no longer applicable. The pilot had to make a new judgment. Indeed, two groups of simulated flight. They all ended in the way of machine destruction and human death. Although the investigation team cannot confirm Sally's operation error, but they didn't give up and then released cockpit recording at that time. The plane flew to 3,200 feet, suddenly hit by birds. A loud crash let everyone shudder. Instantly damaged engines on both sides. Only Captain Sally's voice. He was very calm. Operate each step calmly. It only took 208 seconds to take all passengers out of the jaws of death. After the recording, another key message came from the hearing. The police are in the Hudson River. Right engine found. It is verified that the engine was in the air crash, has been seriously damaged. And Sally, the situation of double engine stalling is completely consistent. At the foot of a mountain of hard evidence, the investigation team finally determined that Sally's operation was correct. This film is based on a true story. It's the white-haired captain, with 42 years of flight experience, created a miracle in the history of air crash. Many people may think that since no one died, why do you want to stick to it? The reason is simple. Because in the history of air crash, all aircraft forced to land on water. It's true that there is no life to return. And this time Sally, they can all survive. The investigation team also wants to know why. Used to summarize experience. I hope in the next air crash, save more people as well. They're not wrong. After all, the existence of a department, there must be a reason for his existence.